So let's talk about two different cases. One is the case of where somebody killed a healthcare CEO, Brian Thompson. And the other case is by Daniel Penny, that was found not guilty of the accidental death of Jordan Neely. So I'm seeing a lot of commenters, and these are obviously two different cases, but let's talk about, and they both tie together as far as what is the current philosophic state of our country. But let's talk about the murder of Brian Thompson first. Now, whatever he did as CEO of this healthcare company is besides the point. I mean, if he did something criminal, then that would be investigated, going through the justice system and all that. But to be murdered in cold blood, this guy that's accused of committing the murder, of course, there has to be an investigation and all that. But they did apprehend somebody, and of course that's going to be investigated. But it appears that this guy doesn't know him personally at all. There's no personal connection other than the fact that this guy hated the healthcare industry. He was, an avowed socialist, and there were commenters online and on the news and some stations saying, "Oh yeah, this is great. This is a modern Robin Hood, right?" And what absolutely fascinates me is the separation, the divorcing of rationality, of reason. When you don't have reason and you're trying to apply justice, you end up getting vengeance. So this is not justice. This is vengeance. And because you're removing the reason from that. So, the ideology, which I'll mention really quick. I mean, Marxism, it's an expectation. It's an ethics of altruism. It's an expectation that society owes the losers, because for the sake of them being losers, because there is no logic, because different groups have their own logic, so there's no objective logic, so that actions like this are okay. So in the Marxist left, you throw reason out the window because everybody has their own sets of logic, therefore there is no objective logic. So you throw logic and reasoning out the window, and what you end up with is vengeance, not justice, vengeance. So, and that's why some of these leftists are saying that this is a good thing, that they think that this murder of this healthcare CEO, Brian Thompson, is some virtuous thing to do. It's an expression of a lack of reasoning in a lot of people's thinking. If reasoning is so divorced from your thought process, where you think that it's okay to murder somebody because you don't like their policies or how they run their own private business. You don't have to do business with this guy. You could do business with another healthcare, or you could just not do business with healthcare altogether, right? So, reasoning is just completely left the chat of these leftist Marxists. But here's something else amongst the left. And in this Daniel Penny case, again, reasoning is out the window. Daniel Penny physically apprehended somebody, Jordan Neely, in a subway station in New York City that was acting erratic, that was threatening to kill people. Now, I don't have the specific details, but the person reportedly had to be restrained. Now, when somebody is needing to be restrained, that means that they're acting in such a way that they're threatening the initiatory force. They're threatening to violate the rights of other people. So this guy, by making threats to violate the rights of other people, he is threatening the rights of other people. You can't just say that individuals don't have rights, because in this case they're trying to make it about race. Okay, Jordan Neely was black, Daniel Penny is white, and they're claiming that this is racially motivated. Again, this goes back to a Marxist, nihilistic, anti-logic, where different groups have their own logic, and then we have black rights and trans rights and men's rights and women's rights, not individual rights. But you have to have rights if you have to belong to a group in order to have rights. So logic just gets thrown out the window, and so does the individual. So does individual ethical concern. All this stuff, and it's a promotion of altruism. This is the facts. They're fighting against the facts. The fact is that this guy was violating the rights of other people. This guy, Daniel Penny, apprehends him. Unfortunately, he dies. That was not his intention. That's why the court acquitted him. That's why the jury acquitted him. And then people make a ruckus out of this because, it's, the facts be damned, to them. I mean, they see things through the lens of their collectivism, their leftist collectivism. So again, the facts are out the window. We don't, somehow that we equate, their ideology as more factual than the facts themselves. So it's delusion, it's psychosis, essentially. So what does that say when you have a significant minority of the population, but nonetheless a significant minority of the population that actually believes it? They are anti-reason, they are anti-justice, they're anti-capitalist, they're anti-freedom. They expect that the world owes them something because they belong to some group that they define is downtrodden in some way. So this is the thinking of the left. The left is anti-reason. It's anti-reason. It's anti-human. And it's anti-justice. And it's anti-American as well.